only a taste of our next release, Suffering and Smiling.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone is having a great day up until this point. I hope everyone is staying positive, being in a positive nature, positive mood, because we definitely need that in this day and age, especially at this time, living in this world as a black man, black woman, or black child. And I know sometimes with so much negativity going on, we do tend to forget about the positive things that are happening in our lives, especially as black people, colored people, melanated people of this world. We can get inundated with a lot of negative stuff. So today I want to come in, I want to talk about something positive. And I want to talk about an article I came across. It was a couple months ago, but I just finally got around the time to do some more research on it, get some more information, and just be able to make a video about it. And today I wanted to talk about this article that was written by the New York Times about a lost strain of rice that is originally came from West Africa. Supposedly it came over within the slave trade, but I know my true history. I'm quite sure that grain of rice was here long before the slave trade, and just became popular when, of course, the whites decided to take hold of it and make money off of it. So we're going to talk about that strain of rice just a little bit today. I'm going to give you more information about the chef, BJ Dennis, who decided to, do more research into the rice and, try to bring it back. Because the funny thing about the strain of rice is that in most cases when rice is grown, it has to be in a swampy, muddy area. And in some cases with that type of environment, a lot of people that are working in the fields can tend to get a lot of diseases with the bugs, the mosquitoes, the water, malaria, and all that crazy stuff. So the one unique thing about this rice is that it does not need that environment to grow. It can basically grow along basically any wet, moist area. So what I'm going to do, of course, we're not going to just completely read through the article. We as black people need to read more anyway. Of course, when I go through my articles, I just highlight it. So, just some key points that stand out to me. If you want to pause the video, read it that way, you can. It was amazing to just see how, there's a thriving rice industry that's going on within our black culture. So heads up, anybody that's off into stocks and doing like the market and stuff like that, I would highly advise start looking into rice stock, because especially with what's going on with the trades and things that's going on with our country, and just the current administration that's going on with our country, it might be a lot of in-house growing that might need to go on within each state, because at times it's getting dear that they're coming out here talking about they're going to start having the clone meat and stuff. And it's like, to be honest with you guys, I'm sorry to break it to you, but the clone meat's already out there. We're already eating that shit. So that's why I highly advise, if you are out there purchasing meat, try to stay away from these huge markets to buy the meat, and go to like more smaller brands. If you are lucky enough to be around a farm, definitely go that way. But then also understand that you have to pay for your food, and you can't come out here and just buy cheap shit. You buy cheap shit, you're going to get cheap results. So if you want to eat good, you want to start being healthy, definitely learn how to purchase your food and read labels. And also the number one thing to remain healthy and to stay healthy in this world is drink water. But going on, so definitely I'm gonna leave the article in the description for you. This is BJ Dennis. He is the chef. I'm not too sure if he found the strain, but he got interested in the strain because he's a chef. He wanted to cook with it more. So definitely go check out him and get some more information on him. And if you guys are in the area, I tried to see if I could find some more information if he had like a restaurant, or if he was cooking at a restaurant, and it's probably out there. You just have to dig a little deeper, but I'll leave the information in there for you. He has a young Instagram here, going clean in. Go ahead, brother. And see, this is what I'm talking about, people. We have to be motivating ourselves every single day, because nobody else is going to do it for us. If we as black people don't love ourselves and respect ourselves, how are we going to expect someone else to do it for us? And then the simple fact that we have so many of our black men and women that want to go to another race to find that acceptance is absolutely beyond me, because if you don't love yourself, nobody else is going to do it for you. So definitely, you guys go and check out his Instagram page. He got some definitely good cooking there. Like I said before, this is my home. This is where I'm from. You know, South Carolina, Georgia, North Florida. This is the area that I am from and I grew up in. And there is such a rich history here. You know, in regards to this is the place where the slave trade did kick off. If you guys have any information or know any information about Savannah, Georgia, that is basically a place where it was a slave auction. It has the place called the Cotton Exchange, and also the cobble roads that are built down there were the roads that were installed by the slaves that were currently in that city during that time. So like I said before, as black people, I think we need to get out of this whole thing of, well, I want to go over to Greece and I want to go over here and, you know, support this other culture and support this other way of life, when we have such a rich culture here, right here in our backyard. This right here is basically all South Carolina, Georgia. Fresh food, yes, brother, I love me some good crab now. I don't care. Y'all can call it the parasite to sea all you want to. We need to eat it anyway. It ain't supposed to be out there in the water anyway. That's right, brother. Go on ahead, brother. Go on ahead. So we have to start supporting our black businesses, supporting our brothers like BJ here, and start, you know, supporting black first. So we have another brother here. I'm going to put his link in the description also. He is down in the area where they're also growing that type of rice grain. I'm not sure what the name of it was, but like I said, I'll leave the link for you for the name of the rice grain. But yeah, he's another brother. He's down in Trinidad doing research in regards to his family. You know, he also does the rice, but then he also does, he's writing a book about, you know, healing and whatnot. So like I said before, there's a lot of things that we're doing in the background as a black race to help us get better and do better. You know, we just got to come out of this brainwash, you know, unwoken state. Everybody wants to say that they're woken, but really you're unwoken. You have basically decompressed, and you need to be pulled back out of that way of life that you're in. And it really starts with the brainwashing. It really starts with you as a father and a mother teaching your child from the start, you know, you're a strong black man, you're a strong black woman, and at the end of the day, you know, this is your culture, this is who you are, and you need to hold on to it, because we are the original people of this earth, and everything that is of this world in the society right now comes from us. So I also wanted to just let you guys know about the area where the rice plantations or the rice farms were located at, and also the history of the Gullah people. You know, if you grew up in America like me, you know that there was a TV show on Nickelodeon back in the day called Gullah Island, and it was basically talking about the Gullah people. So yeah, this is my culture. This is where I come from, and I wanted to just give you guys a good brief history to say, look, if you guys want to start doing things, you want to start supporting, you know, black-owned businesses, if you guys really want to start saying, you know, let's start making a difference for who we are as a people, we have to start supporting and knowing our history, and this is a great place to get it started. Anybody that's listening to the video, if you guys do, if whatever state you're from, if you know anything about your history, please like send me an email or hit me up in the comments. I'll definitely check it out, and I would love to either go like one-on-one with you online, or we can send information back and forth, because I'm curious to know things about every single state. Because we were here long before the slave trade. We definitely have to get that into our minds right now. A lot of us as Aboriginal Americans were here long before the slave trade, and this is our culture. It's just that a paper genocide has been committed against us to the point where we can't find this information, but it's there. The cultures are still holding on. The cultures are still holding true. Let me see here, like this right here. Recently, they had a rice festival down a place called in some part of Georgia, where that was another rice plantation that was there. So and they had these Gullah women that were singing at the festival. So check this out right quick.
Listen, you're chillin'. Listen, you're chillin'. Come along with us, Anita Singleton Prather and the Gullah kinfolk, to historic Beaufort, South Carolina, Queen of the Sierra, my beautiful, picturesque hometown. Founded in 1711, South Carolina's second oldest city, was one of the primary ports of entry for virtually 75% of all enslaved Africans that came to America. Peas in the rice, peas in the rice. Journey with us as we celebrate the rich and vibrant Gullah culture, music, and historical narrative that will entertain and educate about our travels from Africa to America, tracing the history and contributions of our people, the Gullah. Our Gullah spirituals will allow you to transcend time and take you back to the west coast of our homeland with rhythms of Mother Africa speaking to your spirit and soul, reminding us all of our common bond. Circle Unbroken, a Gullah journey from Africa to America. Available now exclusively from Anchor Media Group.
Alright, so that was just like a brief little introduction to the Circle Unbroken book. I think it's a DVD. I might have to check that out. We're definitely going to have to purchase that. Okay. Alright, so that's why I'm like, it's a totally different culture than I am. I'm also going to show you guys another video where they really go in with the Gullah talk. They really go in. So just stay tuned to the end of the video. I'll definitely get that for you. But yeah, I just want to come in and just let you guys know this is a part of our history. This is here. Even if you're not from Georgia, this is to just know that there's a place that you can go and just read up on our history. Like we do have the African American History Museum now. I think they just came up with the lynch, the lynching memorial down in Alabama. But that's those things are great, but this was here long before that was there. So the trueness, the realness, the honesty is still going to be there. Because I'm all down for the lynching museum, I'm all down for the African American History Museum, but these entities, these places were here long before that was there. So I'm quite sure the real truth is going to be there. My people understand what I'm saying about the real truth. So it's another place also in South Carolina, which is Oyotunji. And it's actually let's see where it's located at. It's right here. I think it's maybe like 100 miles from Charleston. We got Hardyville right here. Yeah, so it's probably about a good 100 miles from Charleston. So yeah, this is also in South Carolina, which is this is the village of Oyotunji, and it basically talks about this is a place that came together during the time of slavery. And I think it was just like a homestead for Africans that came over on the boats to just get back to the original culture, the culture of the Yoruba. And this place was basically made for them because they had nowhere to go, I do believe, after the slave trade. But like I said, I'll leave the information in the description for you so you guys can get more info onto it. I'm definitely going. I was trying to go last summer, but it's just too much going on. I just couldn't get over to it. So it is a nice little place to go check out. This is also here. There's a small little fee just to get inside the village, but then they also ask that you give out donations or whatever to help the village continue to thrive. I did read one comment that it said like during the down season it's really nothing there to go see, but once they start having their festivals and start doing their their celebrations during a certain time of the year, it's popping. So that's why I'm like, yeah, check them out. Keep that on your calendar. That's the place that you can go and visit. Like I said before, if you haven't been to Southeast, South Carolina, coast of Georgia, coast of North Florida, it's a lot of rich history and a lot of things to do. You'll be very, very surprised. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, definitely go check them out. And that is Oyotunji Village, and that is down in South Carolina. And I think I'm not too sure the county and stuff like that, but like I said, it's in Sheldon, South Carolina. So yeah, go check them out. And the last thing that I just want to talk about today, in regards to that wonderful story, for BJ Dennis, bringing back that long ancient African piece of rice. That's the first piece of rice that was on this earth. Like, that's just amazing to know that that's within our culture, that we have one of the longest grains of rice in the history of this world. And I took my DNA test years ago, and before the folks come in talking about you don't get your DNA to them and they gonna clone you. Well, look, I'm telling you right now, if you have been to the doctor in the last 5 to 6 years and you've given blood for whatever situation, they got your DNA. You go to the dentist, they got your DNA. Okay? Alright, we're in the age of where these people can get you and got you either way it goes. Just live and let live. That's the way to go about life. And so I'm like, you know, when it comes to us as black people wanting to connect and get back to where we are and understand who you are and have pride in who you are, take the DNA test. You can at least have this on paper and know this is where I come from. This is who I am. And when I look at this map here, I don't look at this map in the sense of, you know, the slave trade. Like the slave trade bringing us through here and doing all this. No, I look at this in regards to the Great Migration. That when my people started migrating from Africa for the Great Migration, this is where they settled at. This is where this is the home of my people. This is where they decided to say, hey, this is where we're going to be raised, and this is where we're going to live at and continue to grow our people. So that's the pride that this gives me, knowing that I am 100%, I am of the true DNA of this world. That gives me that pride and that sense of that. And then also, I'm not trying to throw shade. I'm not trying to go on the racial tip, but it's also great to know that I don't have any of the recessive gene DNA, European Jewish, -1%. Thank you. Caucasoid, I got between 0 to 3%. No, I ain't off in there nowhere. I am straight, 100% authentic, black, African, Aboriginal, American blood. So I take pride in what I talk about. I take pride in what I say and what I like to push forward. So that's why I want to come out here and just let you guys know, like, look, man, there's great things in being a black person, a person of melanated color, a person of melanation. I don't know what the proper word to say is. It's a great pride in being of that. We have the longest strain of rice ever in the existence of this world. That means that as long as we have this seed, as long as we have one of these seeds, we can plant a whole field of rice and feed our people. That's amazing. And guess what, you guys? We can stand the sun. So we can be out there all day picking rice. Well, thanks, you guys, again, for listening. I do appreciate it. As always, please, I don't normally do this, but just look. Like the video, please, because you know with YouTube's, you know, whole trying to be a cock blocker, sometimes you guys don't get the notification. So please subscribe, please like the video, and then also click that notification bell so you can get my notification about the videos if you're interested. But once again, you guys, thanks again for listening. Stay tuned on the video. I'm going to show you guys some real Gullah Geechee talk, and once again, have a great day.
All right. How you gonna be? I'm gonna be good. As we travel, we like to let our young folks know that once upon a time, we had a language all we own.
All
and
right.
we still got it. All we own. All of our own. Well, first of all, we are the Geechee Gullah ring showers. That's it. We are embracing, preserving, and protecting our precious heritage.
Yes.
We want our young folks to know that they have a heritage of courage, hope, faith, love, and determination.
All right.
Why? Because we have always been led by divine inspiration.
Yes.
Now, hatred is not what we teach.
Oh, no. All right.
But heritage is what we preach.
That's it.
And we want our young folks to know that if they don't know where they came from, when they get where they're going, they won't know how to act or what to do.
All right.
So this is why we travel across the countryside. Let them know that once upon a time we had a language all of our own. When we came across the deep blue sea from Mother Africa, they put us on different plantations, and they had us all messed up, different tribes, different plantations. So we got a short form of the words that Master used to say. All right. And then we put our own language together. That's it. Had we maintained our language, we could stand on the grocery line, hold a conversation like some of us do now, and no one would know what we're talking about.
All right.
You see,
All right.
you see the other ethnic group, they're having fun. You don't know if they're talking about you or not.
All right.
Because they are laughing and then when they go to school, they speak English. But we should have maintained our language. Because you know what I remember like yesterday? I remember like it was yesterday. When I first had to go to school. When I first went to school. You know what I done the night before? This is what I did the night before. I go in there and get to the shift room. I went to the dresser. And I get my frock, my dress. And I brought them out there to the front room. I brought it to the living room. And you know I laid them on the long chair. On the sofa. Next to my brother Britches in the program. To my brother's boots and his pants. And 4 days next morning,
4 days,
I get up.
I got up.
And I heist the window.
I raised the window.
And I walked out on the piazza.
On the porch.
Said to my great-grandma, what wonderful doing?
How are you doing?
They said, my joint to hurt me.
My joints hurt.
Say, where wonderful go?
Where are you going?
I go into the schoolhouse. I said, but what wonderful do?
Right.
What are you doing?
They say, I eat me ration.
My food.
So look here. I walked out in the yard.
Yard.
I said, had no cat.
No car.
Seeing this shit coulda creeping across the yard.
Turtle crawling across the
Going
yard.
down to the schoolhouse, seeing two of them.
Women.
One been stout and one been narrow.
One was fat like me and one was skinny.
And I tell you what, them women having the prettiest air balls.
Earrings.
And I seen all kind of children.
Children.
I seen a plump little gal had a hand in a kimbo.
That girl with her hand on her hip.
And I seen a